Hello and welcome to this epic live stream on the 20th of July 2020 to celebrate 5 years of CoasterBot. We're 5 years old, guys. We're five.
I
Five
know, it's
yesterday.
ridiculous.
Finally.
Finally, wow.
It's big.
It is big. So we're joined with 4 of the 5 members of CoasterBot. We have Joel to my right, Andrew below, and Aaron diagonally.
What's up, guys?
There we go. So, welcome to the live stream. I have zero plans for this live stream other than to chat and hang out with the boys, I guess. That's literally it. So we're going to just talk, answer some of your questions. So if you have any questions that you want any of us to answer, put them in the chat and we'll get through them. Other than that, we're probably just going to talk about CoasterBot a bit, reminisce about some of our favourite moments, reminisce about meetups, reminisce about the time that I didn't get to meet Andrew because of this COVID-19 thing. So sad. So yeah. Let's hope Aaron's cam behaves. There you go, that's a throwback.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we're not using that system right now, so Aaron's camera will not like to go bigger and smaller, which is very, very good. Andrew's got a fan, Sam Shearer.
Wow. Wonderful. I appreciate you, Sam. I really do.
Wow. Let's go with the first question then. Coaster Corsair says, what's your coaster count? Who wants to start?
I am looking it up right now.
Oh, there you go. Go on, Joel.
140, which was
140.
one more than you until last week.
144. Haha. There you go.
Outclassed.
So I am at 145, actually.
Oh no! This is so sad.
I'm not even kidding.
Andrew's gonna blow us out the
I'm
water.
working on it, guys. Just
It's thinking
bear
about
with me.
It's thinking about it.
No, I see the Excel doc. That's it. Because I don't remember the number top of my head.
I only remember
Google
because
is slow.
I was counting the credits to beat Joel.
Just road coasters. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Please work. Google. Maybe? No?
Hello
Okay.
everyone, hello.
It says, I think it's 212.
212.
212.
There you go, blows us out of the
Yes.
water. What a guy.
Big boy.
Do you remember what the last credit you got was?
America.
Ooh. Too bright.
Was Kimalan at Tivoli.
Oh, it's
The Zero at
Is
Tivoli
that-
Gardens, yeah.
It's like kiddie
Wow.
coaster.
It was the Zero Force Coaster. I rode it
Wow.
once, just say I rode it, and that's it.
Fair enough. What about you, Joel?
I'm getting
it
credit
was,
tomorrow.
it was Dino Chase at Portman's Park.
Ah, Dino Chase. Mine was
Yeah.
the weird bug one. What's that one
Oh,
called?
yeah. I don't remember.
At Port's Park, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Aaron, can you remember
Aaron,
yours?
what was yours?
My latest credit was Gold Rush at
Oh, wow.
Park again, Harry?
Sakhan.
Yes, that one.
Good one.
Yeah.
I think
it
you
was
win.
it was pretty good. Bit rattly though, but
Mm.
I mean, scarce flowers. What do you expect?
What can you do, man? What can you do?
Yeah.
Man, loads of questions. We'll get through your questions, so don't worry about it, and think about some good questions, because an hour into the stream, everyone starts asking the same questions over and over again. So take time now to think about some really good ones. So what have we got? Techno Andrew says, "What are your most anticipated park trips for the remainder of the year?" I have zero plans. Literally zero plans.
I've not got much. I've not got much planned. Probably a lot of visits to Towers and Blackpool.
Yeah, well, I'll probably visit Towers a few times, Thorpe, Oakwood I'd like to go to.
Yeah.
But, I wanted to go to Lightwater Valley and Flamingo Land this year, but the Ultimate isn't even open at Lightwater Valley right now, so there's zero
Wow.
point going there. And then, what's the point in going to Flamingo Land where next year they're going to open their new 10 inversion
Maxwell
coaster?
Way.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
yeah, what about you two?
I have plans to, well, they're very, like, early stage plans, but I might be going to Heidi and Hansa Park early August.
Hmm.
So like
Damn.
a 3-day trip. So Heidi,
Yeah.
Hansa, and Hamburg,
That'd be nice.
which isn't like too far, so we can still like go by car and not
Mhm.
get like too public as far as much as possible while going to theme parks.
Are those new parks for you as well?
Yes, I've never been, so it should be exciting if I do end up going.
You get to ride my favorite roller coaster, man.
Yes, and then I can trash talk.
Yeah, I was gonna
how
say.
you overrated it.
Just like I trash taught yours when it was Terran.
Yeah, when it was still my top coaster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What can you do?
And I might also be going to Bobbejaanland at some point, but I have been, even though Fury would be a new credit.
Fury looks cool just for the turntable choice thing.
Yeah.
I really like that. Really rate that.
And
I guess-
Andrew trips.
So tomorrow I'm going to Hershey Park since the reopening, so that'll be interesting.
Get on
to see how things
Candymonium.
are there. Candymonium, Chocolate Town.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
Heard good
In
things.
terms of, I've heard good
Yeah.
things. I have my skepticism,
About what?
as always. Well, I don't like going into these kind of editions with an expectation.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to be more skeptical saying, is it really that good? Is it really this? Because usually I end up enjoying it more than I would have if I had these thoughts in my head.
Right.
Yeah.
But
No, that's fair.
besides Hershey, I've been tossing the idea of going to Kings Island for a quick trip. Get Orion and Mystic Timbers out of the way.
Sounds good.
But that's really it. There's a lot of great adventure, and that's it.
That's is Jersey Devil next year now?
It's next year, yes. So,
It's basically all of them next year.
Yeah. Added
well,
to the
Candy
one
opened
line.
this year, which is
Candy and
surprising.
Orion are like the only things that have like managed to open this year.
But
Pretty
In
much.
terms-
yeah,
Kinda.
I can imagine quite a few of these parks could have got their rides open though. You know.
Yeah. They just want a proper opening day when they don't have to worry about
Yeah.
restrictions and stuff.
Yeah, and Jersey Devil isn't even finished yet. It's
No.
still in pieces, so there's no way it's gonna be ready. But stuff like Pantheon, well, Pantheon, Iron Gwazi, that's a different situation in general.
I keep forgetting that Pantheon even exists. Honestly.
Yeah, I've
as bad as that sounds,
completely.
it's just not a very notable ride right now. I don't think.
I mean, because everyone when it comes to SeaWorld, it's like, oh, Iron Gwazi, it's the best coaster in Florida. Maybe, we don't know. No one knows. But no one talks about Emperor,
Yeah, because it doesn't look very good.
the dive coaster.
Oh, that's Icebreaker that I was talking about. Yeah, dive coaster
Yeah.
is pretty good for a dive coaster. Sorry.
And then-
That looks decent, yeah.
But yeah, the quadruple
Iron
launch
Gwazi.
coaster.
Great.
It's a bit of
Lovely.
a-
It's a bit of a yikes.
yeah.
Can't wait there at 50 mile per hour first launch.
Is that what it is?
I don't
Icon
know, but
launch.
I won't be surprised.
It's like Icon's first
40,
launch, man.
50 miles per hour total. You
It's
have
just a
4
waste
months to
of
get
time.
there.
It is a waste of time.
It's
just-
marketing. That's
Of
what
course
it
it
is.
is. Yeah. Here's one for you, Aaron, just quickly. And Terran or Copperhead Strike.
For sure, Terran.
There you go.
Like,
Easy.
yeah. I mean, Copperhead Strike is a good ride, but Terran has the theming, the ambience, better overall ride, I'd say. Even though they focus on very different things, because Copperhead Strike is very much about hang time, and Terran doesn't have any of that. So
Yeah.
I would
To
say
be-
Terran all the way.
To be fair, Copperhead Strike looks like it does have some ambiance as well, you know. There's some atmosphere.
Not too, I mean, for American standards,
Yeah.
maybe yes, but not
Oh,
really.
Sure, yeah, not on.
It's got more than
It
anything else.
has a station building that is made out of more than just steel.
And concrete.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess just like the level of theming in Orion's Queue, which is absolutely mind blowing. Just kind of
Quality.
yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of yeah.
Loki was asking Fury 325 or Shambhala. I've not
For
been on
sure,
both of them.
Fury. I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron, you've
Fury
done both.
all the way. I was underwhelmed a little bit by Shambhala.
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was a little too like hyping it up a little too much. But it's definitely Fury. Just it's faster. I mean, Shambhala does have some more airtime, and it does have the prettier overall like surroundings.
Yeah.
But I don't think that beats the pure aggressiveness that is Fury 325.
I just found it. It's just like a perfect experience, basically. It's satisfying
Yeah,
from start to finish.
it is.
It's got a bit of everything. Someone in chat really wants to know if we've been to Fantasy Island.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Me and Harry
It's okay. I guess it's worth a visit to, just for the 2 oversized Vekoma coasters.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much
You didn't
out
say it to
there.
me, Harry.
You what?
I mentioned, should we go there? Like, absolutely not.
Yeah, you
We're
shouldn't
not
go
going
there.
Why not?
What do you mean? Why? Why would you want to go there?
Because Odyssey looks
It's
like
bad.
a coaster.
I mean, it's the
The
world's
coaster.
tallest SLC. You
It-
know, it's bragging rights.
Yeah,
Very-
but what bragging rights is the world's tallest SLC?
Stop.
I don't know.
It's just interesting that it was even built.
It is
That's all it
interesting,
Park
right?
looks
But it's
like
not
an
good.
oversized flea market with
It is,
some rides
it is,
popping.
it is.
The outside of it is not very nice. The inside, like inside the pyramid,
Yes.
that part's actually good.
It really is good, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but the outside is not at all.
No. No.
Yeah, and Odyssey is like, it's like a lottery. Like you can sit on some roads and you'll have a fine ride, and you sit on other roads and you'll come off with like a headache because it bashes you around so much.
Yeah.
It's pretty painful if you sit on the wrong seats.
Odyssey isn't the worst roller coaster in the UK, Crash Coaster. It's not that bad. There's many worse, in my opinion. Hero,
Yeah.
just to name one.
Hero's not great.
No. I prefer Millennium over the 2, just because... I couldn't tell you why, honestly. Just because they're both not very good, but one's more relaxing than the other, I guess, is the right thing to
One's
say.
smoother than the other.
Yeah, exactly.
If you sit on the back row of Millennium, there is one moment of airtime.
Is there? Where?
Where?
After the helix, when it goes under Odyssey's
Right, sure.
structure.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
This is epic. I'll have to sit
Yeah.
back row next time. 5 Mad Movie Makers donates $5 for some odd reason. Thank you, Robert. Very cool. He says $5 for 5 years of CoasterBot. We have to give him a shout out back because on Saturday his channel turned 10. So say happy
Yeah.
birthday to 5 Mad Movie Makers, who make some epic Marvel runs. Thomas the Tank Engine
Yeah.
doing tricks, all of that kind of jazz. Very
Some
cool.
really fun videos, yeah.
They are, for sure. Icon says, what made you start the channel? Honestly, I've always been into making videos. I used to make terrible Minecraft gaming videos. And when I started CoasterBot, I was still making terrible Minecraft gaming videos for a good, 3-4 months. And then I stopped because CoasterBot was more interesting. But it was a mixture of already liking videos. I'd really kind of gotten it back into coasters just before I started CoasterBot, and I thought, I like roller coasters, I like making videos, let's merge the two. I'd been watching quite a lot of different roller coaster and theme park people at that time as well, and thought, they all do these really long vlogs. I'm not going to do that because I can't vlog, and I don't want to. So I'm going to make this factual videos that has no opinions involved, so that people won't comment you've got bad opinions. And no one really has commented that, so it's worked out 5 years later. But yeah, that was the origin. And while we're here, we might as well talk about how we all got involved, and I'll leave that to these guys to explain, starting with Aaron.
Yeah, so I mean, if you saw the 5-year special video, you might know a little bit. But I got involved very early. I think several months after Harry started the channel.
Yes.
I think I probably found the channel by the second or the third video. But I started commenting because Harry, he did some oopsies in his research, and I and I corrected them in the comment section. And at some point, there was this live stream of you editing the Karnan video. And I told him right at the beginning of the video, I told him, hey Harry, don't forget the dots on the A in the name of the ride. And he ended up forgetting those dots on the letter. And I think that was the turning point where Harry reached out to me and was like, can you please just help me out? I didn't say it like that, but he asked if I wanted to, help him out with the scripts, kind of do overall quality management, and I said yes, and now
there you go.
5 years later, I'm still stuck here. So yeah,
stuck. Wow, very cool. I guess that leaves it with Andrew to explain his origin story.
All right, so I don't remember what year it was exactly.
2017. Was it?
2017.
I feel like it was.
Maybe a year or two after the channel started.
Yeah.
But I found the channel and I saw, and at the time I was trying to see if I could work with other channels just so I could do something for community. So I worked with some other channels in the community that will not be named. And
wow, you make it sound really bad.
Well, it was really bad in the end of it, but anyways. So Harry he made a tweet, I guess. He made something. He's like, do you guys have, if anyone's any footage of a launch coasters explained, send them to me. So well, I have some videos I could send to, so I sent to him. So I kept on watching the channel. I'm like, hey, I think I reached out to you. I was like, do you need help with research for anything? Because at that point, I realized your videos were, like for the launch coaster, I was giving some little things saying, hey, this is how the hydraulic works, this is how the LIM works. Then from there, I was like, do you want me to do this? Because I enjoy doing that kind of stuff, that kind of research. So I said, do you want me to work on videos? Just fact sheets, create the outline so it saves time for you to make these videos. And it's just something for me to do. So I think the first video I worked on was Expedition G-Force. Does that sound right to you?
I could not tell you, honestly.
It was one of I was on that or Maverick. It was one of those two.
Very long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But from there.
From there, you've now started to create 14-page fact sheets with over 10,000 words that lucky me gets to read.
I mean, you enjoy reading them, don't you?
Yeah, I honestly do, because you save me countless hours of research, not gonna lie. Like, it used to be to the point, it used to start off where you'd do this research and I'd read it, but I'd still have to have a look up one or two things just to make sure. Now we're at the point where I read this fact sheet, I can write a whole script just based off this fact sheet. I don't have to look at anything else,
And also, like more recently, with how I've been in research, it's been always improving, but I'd say this year especially is where it's made the next jump.
Yeah, I agree. The whole kind of script side, before we get to the video editing stage, this year has been a massive step up, for sure. Thanks to everyone pretty much. So, big up there. And let's end it with Joel.
Okay. So, what was it? I think I first started seeing the videos on this channel maybe either late 2016 or early 2017, because that was when I started to get into it. It'd get into coasters and stuff and became more interested in them. And then I think I was subscribed to CoasterBot for a while, and then in April of 2017, I joined the r/rollercoasters Discord server, and Harry was in there, and I just asked him saying like, hey, I've seen your videos, and I think we had a conversation about the Smiler in the YouTube comments of one of them, and Harry didn't remember until I told him which video it was, and then he remembered, and then
you gotta give me credit, man. Like, was your name even the same? Like, your Discord name was the same? I don't remember people.
I haven't changed anything since then. But yeah, then we just started talking and found out that we're both Towers locals and are about the same age and that kind of thing. And then we went to Blackpool in 2017. That early Blackpool vlog.
Yes. Awful.
Yeah, we got up at what?
Oh 20,
4 in the morning.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that day. Yeah, it took ages, didn't it, on the train?
It was definitely a journey.
It was. That was. Oof. Yeah. Good day
Yeah.
though. I hadn't been to Blackpool in years before that, so
Mm.
it was great to be back.
That was only my second visit to the park as well.
Really?
And I've lost count of how many times I've been there.
Yeah. Now. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I got quite involved in Discord servers, and I think it started because I made like a CoasterBot style emoji, and Harry wants to put it on the server, but couldn't be bothered to do it himself, so he just
Yeah.
made me a mod so I could do it for him.
The
And then-
CoasterBot thonk.
Was it?
It was something like that.
Yeah, I think it was that
and then,
one.
And then I just kept modding on the server until I was modding more than anyone else was. And
Well done.
I got promoted.
You got
Now I'm
promoted. Yes. There you go. There's the origin. The origin
And
story.
I also
Oh.
do script stuff, kind of,
Yeah, you do.
sometimes.
You do.
Yeah.
We did it.
There you go.
So there you go. 5 years later, we're here. 50k, nearly
Yeah.
52k.
One
Over.
extra member per year, kinda. So, well,
Almost.
Yeah.
so we're gonna need to look for a sixth one soon.
Yeah, who are
No.
we employing next?
We're good. We're full. We're full to the brim. There's no
Alright.
more open slots. I'm afraid. I don't think. Yeah, we've already got people push in to be that sixth member, but you gotta hold the door back sometimes. So anyway, let's talk less about us and talk more about roller coasters. Someone asked our thoughts of the new Wallaby Belgium coaster.
I think it looks really cool, and
Yes.
they've been working really hard at erecting that. I mean, it's very different colors from the concept art. They ended up going with a very, very dark green. I'm not sure about the sport. I think they're black, but they might be
Yeah.
the same green. They're black, right? Yeah.
I think they're black, yeah.
So, I mean, the key element, you have one huge wave turn and a non-inverting cobra roll.
That looks
I
cool.
think it looks really solid.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a coaster that the park needs, because if you look at Wallaby Belgium now, they don't really have a standout ride.
No.
They do have Psyche Underground, which is their Schwarzkopf shuttle loop. But other than that, they don't really have like noteworthy rides. And that goes for most of just Belgium as a whole. So I think it's definitely gonna do wonders for the park, or I hope it will.
It'll be a
And
park
it's
to visit,
definitely
won't it?
gonna.
In
It's
2021.
definitely gonna push me to finally visit it, because I've been putting it off for many years, and now I finally have that, that nudge
Yeah.
that I needed to actually make a trip out there. Even though the park is like an hour and a half away from me, which isn't even that far. I found that out like 3 days ago. It's much closer than I
Really?
thought it was. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it's really cool, and I hope it's gonna be as good as the animated POV
Yeah.
suggests.
It's got such a weird ending, I find.
Yeah, that's true. It's very like meandering, but very
Yeah.
far away from the rest of the layout. It's
Yeah,
very strange.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Which I'm not a huge fan of, but I don't know
yeah.
if they have anything planned with like surroundings or theming of any kind
Dunno.
for that part of the ride. But yeah, I agree. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That is strange.
It looks very jumpy. Just always kind of
Yeah.
going over these small hills and but
Especially at the end.
Yeah.
You keep thinking the next hill, surely this next one's the best one, and then it's just another airtime hill. It's just
Yeah.
going over and over.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
over.
it's very Steel
very-
Vengeance-y, I
Yeah.
guess.
It's
Yeah.
just very
Something.
RMC-esque. Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
very RMC-esque, isn't it?
It is an Intamin Steel Vengeance, basically. That's a really good way to put it.
Will it bump
Yeah.
on the first
I mean,
day?
you see that with a lot of
Hopefully not.
of the new Intamin designs. Obviously, when they changed I forget his name, but the new designer definitely.
Camille Bilson, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
him.
Yeah.
He definitely made Intamin layouts look a lot more interesting. I
For
wouldn't
sure.
say they copied RMC, but it's a very
Inspired by.
yeah, but you can definitely
Mm-hmm.
see what ride was still designed by the old designer and
Yes.
which one is designed by
Yeah.
the new guy. It's
Yeah,
very
for
distinct style.
Someone
It's just
mentioned
the way coasters are evolving now, though. It's,
for sure.
you know,
I
they're
think
all
it's
just
good.
Becoming more crazy and more jumpy and more outward banks and more crazy elements is.
It is, but I
Yeah.
think that difference is much more noticeable with Intamin than, for example, Benjamin at Vekoma. He's still kind of stuck to the classic roller coaster design, albeit more modern in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also partially due to Vekoma just reimagining their track and train design.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think Vekoma want to push it too far yet, do they? Whereas Intamin have always been about pushing it
Yeah,
maybe a
that's
bit
true.
too
Yeah.
far. So
And I think, honestly, Vekoma is one of the steadiest players in the game right now when it comes to just orders
Yeah.
for rides.
yeah, they're doing
Especially
very
in
well.
Asia, they're like booked to the brim, I'm pretty sure, for the next 5 years, at least.
Someone mentioned Velocicoaster as well.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh
ride
boy,
looks
that
so
ride.
good.
It does, doesn't it?
It
Like,
looks so good.
I just keep seeing updates from Orlando just generally about everything that's going on over there, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
it makes me really, really, really want to go. I don't know, man.
And that's another
It's just-
coaster.
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, it's just going to Florida. It's just there's so many things to do there, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
expensive.
Expensive, huge trip as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
You'd have to do it in more than one trip, I think, if you want to do everything, because it's just.
I'll
I'm definitely saving it until I have some more stable income.
Yeah.
For like late 20s maybe. Not
Yeah.
anytime soon.
What were you gonna say,
Disney
Andrew?
alone is just.
I was gonna say that Velocicoaster, just like Candymonium, is one of those other rides I'm just not sure about quite yet. I'm sure the track looks good, the ride looks great. It probably will be great, but something about it. It also, with Intamin's history of having design changes later on, I'm holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath for it to be the best coaster in Orlando until it opens. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Maybe it's pessimistic. I don't know. Maybe that's just my personality, but it looks great. I'm not saying best coaster in the world as others
No, no.
are saying.
You can't really, can you, until it is open?
I mean, it could be. It could very well be. It has potential. I'm not denying that. We'll see what happens over the next year or so.
I think it's always difficult to, give a ride a title of the world's best roller coaster.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all of the previous world bests have all been kind of more airtime focused, whereas I feel like Velocicoaster isn't airtime focused.
Just more of a mixed bag.
Yeah, it's more of a
It's more
bit
like
of
a-
everything, isn't it?
It's like a modern Maverick, maybe.
Yeah,
Best way to say
sure.
it.
I think that's right. Definitely.
But it's going to have pretty good theming as well.
Hopefully,
Yeah, that's what I'm like looking forward to, seeing what they do with the theming.
I hope they
It's
do
gonna
it
be a-
well.
There's gonna be a lot of rock work. I'd say that.
Yes.
from what I've seen.
Yeah. Because I am not yet sold on the black on black color scheme. So
What's wrong with all black?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it fits the park just yet, but maybe the theming's gonna
Right.
change that.
I mean, what
can
other
see
colours could
that.
they have gone with that kind of like rock work vibe?
I don't know, but just
Because even
black
Terran's
is
black on black,
just-
isn't it? So
I know, but I mean, with Klugheim, it does
it
fit
works,
the theming
yeah.
really well. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it might fit very well with the theming, but so far, I don't really see it in the park that well color-wise.
I get
see.
that. 'Cause it's gonna be the darkest thing on the skyline. It is. the
And
darkest
it's
thing on the skyline.
huge.
You have Hulk, just green. You have
Yeah.
the Etna Towers. Is Harry Potter visible? I don't know Universal's situation that
I
well.
don't think you can see it, really, can you?
But I
No,
definitely
it's
see the
not,
argument for
no.
the contrasting color. That could be a little jarring, maybe. So I guess you're going
Perhaps.
from Aaron.
Yeah, we'll
But
see
again,
how
we'll
it
have
works
to see how
out.
it comes out, final product.
yeah, it's going to be an exciting one to look at.
They could repaint it for all we know. We don't know yet.
They could repaint it. What, to pink?
Yes.
I don't know. Blue, orange,
Blue?
a lighter shade of black. Who knows?
Grey. Is that not grey?
A shade of gray, which I guess
Did
black
you say
technically
50
is.
Shades of Grey? Is that what you just said?
I wasn't. No, a shade of gray, Harry. A
Yes, we
shade,
got-
not 50 of them.
every single support a slightly darker shade.
What, did you go
Like
through
it
the
fades
ride?
all the way to the top.
Yeah, there you
You can
go.
start white, and as the ride progresses, it ends in black.
That'd be cool. Not gonna
It
lie.
would. But the
Interesting.
transitions would be hard for the track.
Oh yeah, for sure. There you go.
Um,
Questions.
So look, what's the best piece of theme park merchandise you all have?
I'm not big
I
on
can
theme
answer
park
that.
merch. Go on, Joel.
I mean, I can answer that, but I have to get up.
Go on then.
I have to get up.
He's
as
literally
well.
wearing a Darren Brown's Ghost Train t-shirt. This man. So, look,
I have.
nice Darren Brown's
I have
Ghost Train
one of
t-shirt.
these. Thank you. I have one of these.
Oh yeah.
The icon
Icon.
render that they sold at Pleasure Beach for a while. Which
Yeah, it's
I
nice.
think are pretty cool.
Shame the colours are so weird, but it is nice.
But that's like the Mac render that they would have sent
yeah.
to the park when they were pitching the ride, so that's pretty cool.
It is very cool. I just don't really care about theme park merch, honestly.
I like to get a T-shirt or something.
See, yeah, t-shirts I can rate, especially if if a ride made an impression. Then
Yeah.
I got a Hands
Yeah.
Apart t-shirt just because of Carnan. So, but yeah,
don't you have a Leesburg shirt as well, or is that Joel I'm thinking of?
Joel.
I have a Leesburg shirt,
And you
but
killed it.
the print is like ruined on it. It cracked up, and I don't really want to wear it.
Because you wore it every day
Mm.
for at least
Yeah.
6 months.
Oh, right.
I feel like for those shirts, like I'm wearing the Wonderland shirt right now for Canada's Wonderland, and it's doing the same thing.
That's a good one. I like that one.
But I kind of like how it breaks up. It gives it more of a, I don't know, character.
Yeah, sometimes it is
Almost.
quite stylized, isn't it?
Like when you posted a picture when Angel saying this shirt is losing, but it's fading or shipping. I'm like, that looks nice to me. I would buy that, but everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah, it already had a bit of a chipped, sort of worn design to it.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just part of how it was printed, and then
Yeah.
the print is just completely cracked apart now. It's so
Ah.
it just sits folded at the bottom of my drawer.
It's just a reason to
So
get a
sad.
second one.
Yeah.
I was going to get
I'll
one,
be
but I
back
completely forgot to go to the shop to get one,
Mm.
and that made me
They
sad.
they had like zipper hoodies there. But
Mm.
they were just like dark blue zipper hoodies with a little Leesburg like tag on the zip.
Mm.
And I almost got one of those, but they didn't have one in my size. So I might have to get one of those if I go back.
What about you, Aaron?
So my favorite piece isn't actually from a coaster specifically, but it's this book, the theme
Oh,
park design
yeah.
book, which is like a big
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
But I didn't read everything, but I read a decent part. And I really
Bless
like
you.
it.
Thank you.
So that's probably my favorite piece, even though
What's
it's
the
not
kind of
like a
stuff's in
specific
there?
ride. Sorry, what?
kind of
What was
stuff,
that?
what kind of stuff's in it then? Just like
So I mean, it's written by Tony Baxter.
Right.
So it's about a lot of different things. It's about the actual design process. So the spoken hub, all the different designs.
okay.
But also about, well, obviously the different ticket attractions. It's about the actual management of the park as well.
Right.
But there's just too much to name. It's
Yeah.
how many pages is it? It's like, let me check. It's like 600 pages ish.
Oh, I mean,
It's a big book.
It's a chunky looking book. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
chonker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that sounds interesting. I might see if I can get that.
How much
It
was
was
it?
released like it wasn't too expensive. I think it was like 50 or 60 euros, which isn't like cheap, but for a book of this size, it's decent. Like
Yeah.
if you would have this book in or at university, you'd easily pay double. So
Mm.
yeah. But it was released like I think like 3.5 years ago ish.
Okay.
It's like relatively
Alright.
old. at this
So
point.
it might be
Mm.
harder to acquire now,
Or cheaper,
or cheaper.
depending on how popular it was.
Depends if it was a limited run or not, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Mm.
But it's called Theme Park Design and the Art of the Themed Entertainment.
Mm.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
Mhm.
Saw or Smiler. I think me and Harry are the only people who can
Aaron's done both.
answer that. Oh, Aaron's done both, yeah.
Oh, I have, yeah. But I didn't even click for me. But yes, I have.
I don't know. I don't know. This is bad. I feel like I'm kind of going off roller coasters. I'll put it as a blanket statement. Just because all of the ones that I've ridden a lot, I just like, sure, now, you know.
Yeah.
Sad. I've done it
Yeah.
too much. I need to.
Get bored of everything in the UK
Yeah,
for a
exactly.
while.
Yeah. So I need to kind of stop going to Alton Towers, basically. Because
I mean-
this is it. Go on.
I have the same mentality with at least my parks. Like I have Great Adventure, Hershey, and Dorney, all within a day's drive for me.
Mm.
And I was getting to that point, like especially with Great Adventure, I was like I'm kind of sick of everything here. But then I don't know what I think it was actually this channel that made me think about it when I was doing a what is video. I was like every ride is unique in some way.
For sure.
Yeah.
So seeing things in that, I was like seeing how each ride has its own story for existing.
Yeah.
I guess you could say, because I work at Dorney, so I see Steel Force every day, and I get sick of looking at it every day last year. But now I'm like, oh, well, this is the only one of its. This is the only place where this ride exists. This is the only experience you can get of this ride.
Mm-hmm.
So in a sense, that has kind of rekindled my outlook and interest in like rides that local to me. I mean, like obviously, stuff like in the UK, Smiler for Harry might be sick of Smiler. To me, it's like, oh, that's a ride that seems great to ride.
Yeah.
I'll ride it one day, maybe. We'll see.
You
So, hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
I mean, but yeah, I've had that period of time where it's like,
Mm.
oh yeah, cool, El Toro, great, that's it.
You
Yeah.
can swap if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
No,
I'll-
no, no,
I'll
no,
swap
no, no,
as
no,
well.
no, no, I'll keep El Toro. I'll keep El Toro. You're fine.
So rude. But yeah. What's your answer then, Joel?
Oh, Saw. I
Sort of.
forgot that was the question to begin with. Yeah. I mean, Saw's a lot shorter than Smiler, but the theme holds up better, and it has less elements, but those elements are better than the elements in Smiler, I think. That one dive loop is really snappy. The airtime hill and the drop off the mid course are both really strong.
Mhm.
The drop's amazing.
It is. I agree. It is. Saw's really good. I love it. I really like riding it. And the indoor section's really cool.
Yeah.
Always fun. I think my answer would be the Smiler as long as it's front row. Otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, actually, I have a question for you, Harry, because I saw you mention this. That what recommends your favorite coaster at the park, Allen Towers.
Yeah.
So has
So
Smiler
this is
dropped off considerably then?
so this is where the
Or-
lines blur between what's objectively good and what I'd rather ride.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I would
makes sense.
say that the Smiler is a better roller coaster than Wicker Man,
Yes.
but I would rather ride Wicker Man.
Okay.
I get the same thing with Towers now.
So
That
yeah,
every time I go, I change my mind on which coaster I like the most.
yeah,
Like in my rankings, I have Nemesis as the best coaster in the park. But I went last week, and I think Nemesis was my least favorite ride of the day.
Mm.
Like I think everything else I rode, I enjoyed more.
Currently, my second
Oh.
favorite ride is Spinball at Alton Towers. I love it.
Actually,
I absolutely love it. With all the COVID measures as well, they only batch one side if you're in a pair.
Oh,
It
yeah.
spins
Oh,
like
that's-
hell.
oh, yeah.
It's
That's
so
right.
good. It's great.
Yeah,
Ah.
when you get
Yeah.
the off-weighted.
Yeah, it's sick. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, you can get that when it's raining as well, because
Yeah.
they can only load at half capacity in the rain.
There you go.
Marrow
Really?
Spinners. Yeah.
Why?
weird. Okay.
Something to do with how fast they run or something. I'm not
Right.
sure. But they did that. They do it on both Dragons Fury and Spinball when it rains. And yeah, we got like a half-weighted train on Dragon's Fury, and we were just spinning like mad.
It makes it so much better. Talking about more rides that are objectively better. I mean, do you guys have any of that? Rides that you think are objectively better, but you'd rather ride something else? Like another one for me is Leesburg. Helix is better than Boulder, but I'd rather ride Boulder.
Right.
That so.
Ooh, I think I have one.
Go on.
Well, I'm not sure what it is now at Bobby Island with Fury and all, but Revolution, which is the indoor coaster with like the crazy long train, like 31 cars, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't a very good ride on paper. The lift hill takes like 5 minutes. It's ridiculous. It's like a huge helix that goes up,
I know.
and then it kind of meanders down around that helix, which on paper is not a good ride, but I love it. It's so fun, and I guess a lot of people would say it's probably objectively worse than, say, their Eurofighter. Even though they didn't have great coasters before Fury. But that's one of the rides that, for some odd reason, I just love it. I don't know why.
There's a lot of expectations when you're into coasters that you have to like, you know, the airtime machines or the big thrill rides and stuff, but sometimes you can go to a park and some like family ride will just end up being your favourite for no reason. Just happens.
For sure.
I can think of two on my mind. So the first one is one Harry hates. You want to guess it, Harry? You probably know what it is.
Whoa. What do you mean one that I hate?
You hate the fact that I like this coaster.
God, it's Wild Eagle.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Awful. Terrible wing coaster.
It's better than Thunderhead. It's better than Mystery Mine. Better than Texas Tornado.
Mystery Mine, I can understand to a degree because Mystery Mine doesn't really do anything.
Okay.
It looks like it doesn't. It doesn't really do anything. Thunderhead looks great.
It's good. It's objectively the better coaster.
And this is it.
Has faster zooms.
Of course, and this is the whole thing. So, yeah.
And the other one is Gemini at Cedar Point.
Oh yeah.
So I think Gemini is my favorite aero. Period.
It looks fun
at the moment. I mean, I like it more than Magnum because I find Magnum to be not that good. Even though Magnum is objectively the better coaster, Gemini just has something about it that's actually good. Unlike Magnum, which is just
actually good. If you want janky bad, ride the big one, boss. That's
the ultimate.
That's the ultimate janky. Yeah, the ultimate's janky bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
One day.
Next year, come on, we could do it.
2021.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The big one is a ride that is like objectively bad.
It is objectively bad.
I think it's my second favourite UK coaster.
Oh no!
Because I just find it so much fun.
If we're talking about rides that are like objectively, well, I mean, I guess my big one would be like the experience is objectively bad.
No, the ride is objectively bad, Andrew.
So the whole thing.
The whole thing is objectively bad.
So if we're talking about objectively bad, then Skyrush is up there as well. Then.
No, I feel like Skyrush is only bad because of.
I would say Skyrush is objectively good, but the restraints make it bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas the big one is just bad.
Well, I don't think Hershey wanted Skyrush, which is why they built the second hyper.
Yeah.
I think they wanted Skyrush, but they got something that they didn't want, as in with the restraints. Thought, we're getting a great, comfortable coaster, and then they were like, "Whoops, we did not really get that."
Wasn't it something like they had that space that Skyrush is in, and they were like, "We want a hypercoaster," and they pitched it to
tight.
They pitched it to B&M, and B&M were like, "No." So they pitched it to Intamin, and Intamin did it.
Intamin and Mac got the proposal, and Mac was like, "We have this idea, but Intamin said we can do that, but cheaper."
Yeah.
So they went with Intamin.
There you go.
I don't think it was really clear how intense Skyrush would be.
No.
When they opened it.
Yeah.
Because if you think about Hershey as a whole, they don't have many throwing rides. Like in terms of like extreme forces, everything I could say besides Stormrunner maybe is very family.
Yeah, no, you're right.
What about
yeah.
Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit's not very intense.
Is it
It's
not?
not very intense. It
No.
looks scary, but it's
I
not
mean,
that bad.
Yeah, sure.
But Skyrush and Stormrunner specifically, they're like these weird
Next level.
outliers
Yeah.
for everything else in the park. Because the park only has 2 thrilling rides that are not coasters.
Hmm.
So I think
Two
Skyrush
full
was what the park wanted.
And Skyrush is just like every force and
Times 10.
yeah.
Sounds
What
good.
about Great Bear? Is Great Bear any?
I mean, it's very fun, but I wouldn't
Mm.
call it intense.
Okay.
I don't really remember Great Bear. I only rode it once.
Because you rode Alpha Guys 2 days later. Or 3 days later, whatever you did.
Yeah, and I rode Afterburn as well. And those were the 2 inverts that stuck with me on that
Mhm.
trip. No other inverts on that trip.
Dang.
Not even.
You don't even remember going to Dorney at all that trip.
How? How do you not remember?
It's hazy.
Really?
You
It's all
completely
hazy.
forgot. You completely forgot it.
I mean, I just remember Possessed being my favorite ride there.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know, sitting on the back row at the top of
Oh,
that
yeah.
vertical spike.
Yeah,
is
it looks
like,
good.
It is like perfect floater
It's perfect
airtime.
floater. And I agree with
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
But whatever. Carrying on. Harry, what's your answer? Oh, you already gave your answer, I guess. Did Joel and Aaron both give the answer for that
Oh
Aaron
question?
yeah,
gave-
this was Saw or Smiler. I keep forgetting.
No, well, no, it
That was
wasn't.
the
It wasn't. It
question.
wasn't. We
Was
we
it?
changed it to what's a ride that's objectively better, but you prefer
Oh,
something
right.
that's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because Aaron answered. What
Yeah,
was yours,
I said
Joel?
Revolution.
Yeah.
Well, the big one is a ride
Right.
that's objectively terrible that I love.
Yeah. There you
Also an
go.
Alpengeist fan to a startling degree.
I am a big. I mean, Alpengeist is like my favorite roller coaster.
Ever.
It's not the best one I've been on, but it's my favorite roller
I,
coaster.
yeah, I see what you mean.
So
Yeah.
it ranks as like my number 5, I think, but it's my favorite just because of how it is, I guess.
Here's one for you, Aaron. Daniel Stanley says, Harry, did you like the slides at Heidi Park? So, Aaron, make sure you go on the slides when you go to Heidi Park.
Yeah, I know. I remember the footage of you speeding out of that.
You'll die in this spinning one. It actually is too tight.
Yeah, yeah. Because we're too tall.
Yeah.
We'll see. If I have any, I mean, I'll make it my top priority, of course.
Of
but
course, yeah.
If there's any time left, I might hop on one of the slides.
There's not much else to ride, is there? Really, you got.
I know.
Vehicle.
I'm like
What's
keep
that
it. Or I'm on like a super low hype level for Heidi because it's just like
It's just
fine.
closest, really, isn't it?
It's all right. It's just
Yeah.
credit. And I'm honestly also pretty curious about Fluke.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, when we went with the America dudes, they all loved Desert Race. They thought it was the best ride there. I was just like, this is a ride that I cannot be asked to go on. 'Cause it's the same. It's just Return. I've done it
And it
loads.
does get a decent queue.
Yeah,
You
so
like Desert Race?
they're like Desert Race.
Honestly, any ride
Okay.
at Heidi Park that's like a 45-minute to an hour queue, and then Colossus and Crake are like outliers, I think.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Hmm. Interesting.
That's based on my research from the past couple days because I've been looking at crowd levels.
Fortunately, when we went in 2018, it was dead. No wait for
That's
anything.
good.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think
That's good.
Demonen had about a 20-minute queue. That was
Aw,
the
poor you.
biggest. I know. So sad.
Hmm.
Drop Tower's good as well. Like that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it like a stand up or what?
No, it's just like a sit down, flawless thing.
Yeah, it's like
Nice.
Gyro one though, you know, the spinny.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's good.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I'm trying to think what else is there. Ghostbusters. Not very good.
Did Harry die?
Hello.
Oh, your camera's.
Oh, it's-
Yeah,
camera
the stream
died.
just cut off.
Okay, there we go.
and then came back.
Well, I think your internet just died for a second.
I don't know what. It's weird that it does this, right? Because throughout that entire point where you couldn't hear or see me, I could still hear and see you.
That is strange.
Okay. Yeah,
Bizarre, right?
weird.
I said Ghostbusters, garbage.
Yeah.
It's just not very
Big
good.
Loop,
It's alright. It's not bad.
SLC.
One of the best SLCs that I've ridden.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And I've rode that back row, so
How many have you been on total?
help me count. How many are in the UK? There's
3.
3.
Blackpool, Flamingo Land,
Yeah. Odyssey.
6.
Yeah.
Odyssey.
So then
Yeah.
there's Blue
But
Tornado.
Two of those aren't standard layout though.
So
Tornado,
Yeah.
Tornado Limit.
Blue Tornado Limit. Yeah.
Condor.
Condor.
And the one at Terra Mythica? Is
Yes.
there one at Terra Mythica?
There is.
Oh, yeah.
So 7.
Hmm.
It's pretty good going, isn't it?
Yeah, I've only done
I
it in the
guess.
UK.
I guess.
If that's how you define good going, then sure.
Just need
I
to
mean,
go
it's more
to
than me.
need to go to movie park Germany. Get on that one. You know what other
Yeah,
one's gonna go on?
I have been on that one, but I haven't been on many others.
It is a bit of a cliche to hate on SLCs at this point because most of the time, I mean they're not smooth rides, but they're not the worst.
They're not awful. Some of them are okay.
I don't think they're ever the objectively worst ride of the park.
Blue Tornado is, objectively,
Is it?
without a
No,
shadow
no,
of doubt.
For me, they are.
No, some of them aren't. Honestly,
I mean,
there are worse rides.
okay. I guess Canada's Wonderlands is one of the better coasters there.
Yeah,
But
you've
not
got-
saying
Wait,
much.
really?
There's a hero clone, isn't there? Canada's Wonderland, Valet.
Yeah, there is.
So you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Darien Lake, New England, Six Flags New England, Maurice Piers, and what's the last one? America. No, they're not good.
America.
Not good.
Nicholas
No
Greason
good.
says Blue Tornado is the worst. Yeah, it's got to be one of the worst SLCs there are. It's just bad.
I think
I'd be
Yeah.
impressed if it's worse than Mind Eraser or Darien Lake. That was some. That wasn't even a coaster. At that
Yeah, but
point.
does that one have an additional helix of pain?
No, but its lift is broken.
Oh.
It runs at
You win
the
some, you
idle
lose some.
speed the entire time.
Runs at idle speed.
It takes like a minute to get up there.
Oh my
Is it
god.
like Python at F-billing, that kind of speed?
Oh, that's
I don't know how-
grim.
So you know how some lifts, like when the train goes, it speeds up a bit.
Yes.
Like have the train go faster. This one didn't do that.
Mm.
It just went, and it took forever, and it made it that much worse. 'Cause you just see everything. You're like, ah, well, this is.
How
That
smooth
suck.
curtain starts.
Yeah, that's a good ride, I think. Maybe.
Have you been on it?
I might do it this year if I feel stupid enough to go out there. But it's not open yet because it's closed. So we'll see. So actually, that's a question for you guys in the UK. Are there any coasters closed because of the situation, or no?
13 was for a while.
It was.
Because they.
Because it's badly
because-
designed.
Yeah, it has a maximum number. It has a minimum number of guests that it needs to run for weight reasons.
The
So
train
they
Yeah.
couldn't-
is a lot lighter than
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the guests, and it's got a permanent trim on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've opened it now with water dummies just sitting in some of the rows.
Yeah.
Mm.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't the Stratas have the same thing with the weight? Because of rollbacks?
They can launch empty just fine.
Yeah,
I
they
thought,
just-
I saw somewhere that they had like Top Thrill closed because they like running it half
Oh,
capacity
yeah.
just causes too many rollbacks.
They have to be consistent with how much they fill the train, so they can't go between like half empty and then empty and then full, because
Yeah.
it takes a few cycles to kind of average out the launch speed. So if it's
Yeah.
empty, then you need to launch faster than if it's full. So if you
Yeah,
keep
okay.
swapping between them, you might get a rollback. That's the thing.
Okay, that makes
Fair
sense.
enough.
Yeah.
Because for dragster, the way, at least when I was there, the way they do it is if they open it, they load the front row first, and just that row. The rest are empty. Then after a cycle or two, they say, okay, row 2 can open, row 3.
They
row
stagger
4,
it,
row
really.
5. They do that, but Kingda Ka doesn't do that. It
Why?
just says load it.
That's all. Surely it takes ages to get all the rows open then. Like a good 10, 20
It takes
minutes.
a while. It took a while when I was there.
That's awful.
But I never
do
worked
that.
Dragster, so I don't know.
They do that when they're unloading the Smiler. At least they did when I was there. They've said like rows 1 and 3.
Yeah, but that's because
leave the
COVID.
Train. Is that?
No, Dragster's always done this.
Oh, has Dragster always done that?
To my own knowledge, yeah.
Right. Okay.
That is strange.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, there's as I said, the
Was it
Ultimate's
only-
closed as well right now, but I don't know
Was the
whether
whole park
that's
closed, or...
no, it's open. Just some of the rides are closed. I think it's more cost saving than
Yeah,
anything.
okay. Makes sense.
There's not really that many rides, like roller coasters at least, that are closed because they can't operate.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, that's it.
Mm.
Because in America, we have a few like that.
Like what?
Just rides are not. Storm Runner is not opening at all this year.
Why?
COVID delayed maintenance for it.
Yeah.
Fair
So
enough.
they just said, no, we're not opening it. We have to fix it. And Super Duper Loopers in the same boat. It's just maintenance wasn't done on it yet.
Yeah.
For a while, Kingda Ka's the same way, a Great Adventure, but they got that open. And Cedar Point has a bunch of coasters closed right now for reasons that I'm not sure about.
Weird.
But basically, if your favorite coaster is closed, it's probably because of maintenance being delayed
Yeah.
for those in America.
There you go. I saw a good question from Shark Drago. What coaster got you hooked? And I assume that's like hooked to being an enthusiast of being really into coasters, let's say.
Great Bear.
Really?
Yeah, it was Great Bear. Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, yeah. You sound disgusted by that.
Love it.
Absolutely appalled.
I am. Just devastated.
Honestly, it's a decent ride to get hooked.
It's a B&M.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like a B&M would be want to do that.
Oh, of
That's how
course.
it is for most people, I feel. People say, oh, it's Hulk that did it, or...
Yeah, because they're good rides. So they're objectively good rides.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
What about you two?
I got
Stealth.
hooked on Looping Star.
Let's start with Joel's. Stealth then.
Stealth. Yeah.
Why?
It was. I don't know. It was when I first went to Thorpe Park for the first time. Stealth was just my favourite thing there. But I've not been on it for over a year now, so I don't really know what my thoughts are anymore.
I think Stealth is my dad's favourite roller coaster.
Wow.
He loves it. Don't
You
know
need
why.
to educate your dad.
I'll let him be,
mean-
man. It's his decision.
Very fast, very tall.
He
good
just likes
ride.
it,
That's all you
yeah.
need.
I don't know why. I think it's the view as well. He likes having the view.
Has he been to any like foreign parks with you?
The
Or
one,
mostly UK?
the one in Terra Mystica, we went there.
Okay.
Didn't you go to Blackpool a few?
Oh yeah, Blackpool isn't exactly foreign, is it?
It's not.
Oh,
He said foreign.
Sorry.
Um,
Blackpool
I'm
does feel
foreign.
like a
I missed
foreign
that
country
completely.
sometimes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. No, most of the park trips I've done have been solo or me and Zoe or something like that. So they
Fair
haven't
enough.
really been. We've been to Florida, so they've done whatever was there in 2007. So Everest, done that. Rock and Roller Coaster, stuff like that.
Kraken, I guess.
Kraken, yeah, Kraken. We did that. So, but no, they haven't really experienced much outside of the
Hmm.
UK.
Hmm.
So Looping Star, Aaron.
Yep, in Slagharen,
Yeah.
back when it still used to be there.
Yeah.
But I was like super young, like 6, 7 years old. It was like it was my first coaster with an inversion.
Oh really?
And I know I was sat right next to my cousin. For my first ride, I had my eyes closed because obviously it's super scary. And then I couldn't get enough of it after, and then I've been hooked since.
Nice. I'm trying to think of what mine actually is. I don't know. It's difficult to say. I think in terms of being an enthusiast, perhaps the Smiler is the one
Yeah.
that tips me over the edge. Yeah, I'd say that. just like it. Just interesting, very unique, and it looked good back when it opened.
Yeah.
Raffaroni.
Yeah,
It's in a bit of a
not
state.
looking- Have you heard the noise it's making now?
Yes.
On the second lift hill, it makes
Big
a really
thud.
loud banging noise at the top. It's very odd.
Wonderful.
Why?
There's some theories that it's something to do with like the chain dog or something.
Hmm.
I can't quite remember what people have said, but
Apparently they bought a non-Gerstlauer part.
yeah.
And
Oh,
now it's
yikes.
making a noise. So
That'll teach them.
yeah, it's made a noise before,
Yeah.
so you know it's
Yeah,
fine.
it always did something at the top. Like when you're on it, you can feel the train sort of
Yeah,
jump back a little bit
Yeah.
as you get to the top.
Hmm.
it's all good.
But yeah, now it's making a noise.
Sounds like a Gerst moment to me.
Exactly, it is a Gerst moment.
Certified ghost.
Talking of rides that have got us hooked, what about rides that we've known about for ages? Like, so for me, better example is, I've known about Kanon since it was, since it opened, and was always really curious about it, and really interested, and obviously that's why I went to ride it. Is there any rides like that for you guys that you've known about since a while?
Yeah. I mean, I knew about King Dakar for ages
Yes.
before I was properly into coasters.
Yeah.
I remember. I mean, I used to be really scared of coasters. And I remember looking at videos of King Dakar on YouTube, going, "Wow, I would never go on that."
Mhm.
And then 2 years ago, I rode it, and yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah.
I think like for me the big ones were Cedar Point was the being in America. Cedar Point's has always been that this is the park to go to. So you have Millennium Forest, Dragster, and really that's it. Because people say when I joined the community, people are saying, "Oh, Maverick is this ride I need to ride." I'm like, "What's Maverick? What's stupid?"
Yeah.
But like Millennium Forest
Yeah.
and Dragster, those were the rides. And also a weird one was Super Duper Looper for some reason. I don't know why, but as a child, I was like, "Oh, this ride looks cool." Then I realized it's at Hershey. I'm like, "Oh, that's so close." Never went there, but
Very
yeah.
cool.
But then I rode it in 2013 for the first time. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's childhood right there. Cool."
Mm.
Then I rode Great Bear Raptor Bet, then I was hooked. So
There you go.
back to back right there.
Wow.
I kind of had the same thing, but just with Millennium Force. When I was like before I was like properly into coasters, I think I just saw that POV once online, and I was like, whoa, that looks nothing like anything that I've seen in Europe or the Netherlands. And I showed all my friends like, look, this is the best coaster in the world, and this and that. And obviously, I mean, it's a decent
Solid
ride.
ride,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that was the ride for me that when I was younger, it was like the pinnacle of roller coasters. Like, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting. There's a lot of different roller coasters in pop culture, isn't there? That kind of just
Oh yeah.
you just pick up on or know about. I can imagine in all of our respective countries as well. There's certain rides that a lot of people just know about, just generally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We've got like Nemesis and the big one. Quite a lot of people know about both of those because they're so old.
I mean, I think in like
Go on.
I remember watching it was like a top 10 roller coasters in the world video on TV years and years ago. And I think it had Megaphobia and Nemesis were on it.
Megaphobia.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is like in the world as well.
Yeah.
And then there was Superman.
Which one?
Whatever it was called back then. The one at Magic Mountain.
Oh yeah.
Superman, I think it was
Escape
called Escape from Mars back then or something.
Was
Just
it? It's
Superman
always Escape from
Escape.
Krypton, isn't it?
Superman Escape.
Oh,
I don't
Superman
know.
the Escape.
Oh really?
Superman the Escape.
Escape, one of the two of it.
But that was
one of
that
those.
was before they reversed the trains.
Yeah.
And then it also had Loch Ness Monster and the Beast on it. I think.
Loch Ness
all I can
Monster.
remember.
Oh no.
I mean,
That is
was-
another. I feel like Loch Ness is another one of those rides that just so many people know from pictures and random like
Yeah.
textbooks or
Yeah.
magazines
sure.
or whatever. Just because of those interlocking loops,
Yeah.
so many people recognize it.
Yeah, it was the tallest in the world when it opened as well, which is weird to think about now.
It wasn't, but we'll go with that.
Wasn't
We've researched
No.
this.
Was it
Nah.
tallest drop?
No, so the
Or-
world's tallest roller coasters is just wrong, up until
Right.
even quite late in the game, somewhere around Big One. What's that? Schwarzkopf indoors in Canada.
Mindbender.
Oh, that.
That was one of the world's tallest roller coasters when it
Hold
opened.
on. Am I pulling up the Excel sheet as well? for
Yeah,
this one?
it's broken basically.
Right.
The world's tallest isn't correct, so we researched it and found out what ones were actually the world's tallest for a future video, of
oh.
course.
Because there was just like such limited coaster enthusiasm.
Yeah.
So that people didn't really care enough.
I think
Yeah.
so. So what we did, we went on RCDB and I did it independently, and then Andrew did it
Yeah.
independently, and we got the same answer. Just looking at what year's ride opened and then how tall it was, and we
Because
came
I
up.
can imagine that parks back then also ignored like Moonsault Scramble in Fuji Q, or just like Asian parks in general. Or I mean,
Asian
mostly
parks in
Fuji Q.
general, I think, yeah, seriously. So,
Yeah.
but we've got one excluding like shuttle loop coasters and then non-shuttle loop. If you want to run through it, Andrew, if you can find it,
Yeah, so I have it up here. So let me go.
just go.
through-
Yeah, start somewhere. Start with Giant Coaster at Fuji Q in 1966.
Okay, so there's Giant Coaster in '66.
It's like
And
4
we're including
meters.
shuttles or no? Are we including shuttles or no?
No, don't go shuttles. Let's go proper.
Okay. So then it'll be Mindbender in '85, 145 feet or 44.2 meters. Then 2 years later was Vortex at Kings Island at 148 feet, 45 meters. Then it was Bandit at Yomiuri Land, 167 feet, 51 meters. Then it was Shockwave at Six Flags Great America, 170 feet, 52 meters. Those are like 3 months apart, Bandit and Shockwave.
Yeah.
Then a year later, it was Great American Experience Six Flags Great Adventure at 173 feet, 53 meters. Less than a month later, Magnum opened.
And then
Cedar Point.
we go mainstream, don't we? Where it's Big
Yeah,
One,
the big
Fujiyama.
one, Fujiyama, Millennium Forest, Steel Dragon, Dragster, Ka.
Yeah.
Right.
But that whole early history was just wrong.
So it's just,
Oh, yeah.
it's just marketing.
Yeah, I
Basically.
just don't think parks are very aware of
Like-
what else was going on.
I mean, you still catch parks stating wrong
Exactly.
like, records every now and then still.
Well,
But they
technically
get
oh,
called
sorry.
out on it a bit more.
Technically speaking, Loch Ness Monster was the world's tallest looping coaster
Okay,
when it opened.
Sure.
that makes more
That's
sense.
it.
So it's a matter of phrasing.
Yeah, exactly. That's all this is. Matter of phrasing.
Yeah.
It's like how Great Adventure, they did something. It's like the world's fastest coaster that reached 120 miles per hour. It's like, sure, thanks.
Sorry, what?
I
The
mean, you're
world's
not wrong.
fastest roller coaster that reaches.
Hit 128 miles per hour.
Well, it was.
So
What?
they use it very specific.
Right, so
the
they're
way
saying
they
it's
said-
of all the roller coasters that reach 128 miles per hour, it's the fastest.
Yes.
That is
How
so
does that
dumb.
work?
That is so dumb.
But
They're
not
saying
wrong.
they're saying it
Is
has
it?
the top speed of 128, right?
I guess.
Yeah. So they're saying this very specific speed of all the roller coasters. That top
Yeah.
speed is this specific speed. Kingda Ka is the fastest. I hate that. That's awful.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Makes sense.
That's the thing.
But it was the fastest when it opened.
Yeah, when it
Yeah,
opened.
but this is after Ferrari World opened Formula Rossa. This is when they opened
Oh.
Zumanjaro.
Yeah, just to try and keep it
Like,
relevant.
they're
I guess.
like, it's a
So they
record-breaking
call-
drop. Yeah, it's.
It was the world's fastest roller coaster, as long as you ignore that other one that's faster. Basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, they should have just done something like world's fastest in the Western world or something.
Just say the fastest in America.
Yeah.
That's still fine
America.
marketing.
There
You
you
don't
go.
get many international tourists going to Six Flags Great Adventure anyway.
No.
Yeah, you do.
Do you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Andrew hits back with the
I go there all the time. There's always someone from Europe there when I want to go there.
always
Yeah,
someone
but
from Europe.
I would
Just
still
like-
Very
guess that the
specific.
majority of the total attendance is US.
I mean, yeah. It's like
But
that's
that's
with
like
any
enthusiasts,
coaster.
isn't it?
Like-
Other...
I mean, I feel people go to Great Adventure because like there's Kingda Ka, which obviously, I mean, yeah, it's not the fastest, but it's the tallest coaster in the world.
Yeah, that is
So that
big
draws
deal.
people. It pulls like 3 million people in every year.
I
So-
feel like Great Adventure is one of those parks where tourists would go if they knew Americans, and those Americans would be like, "Hey, let's go to this park because it has some big ass roller coasters." But random tourists would just go to New York, probably not even Pennsylvania, and just skip the park.
Yeah, because it's a hassle to get to if you don't have a car.
I mean, that's everything in America, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Big thumbs up from Harry.
Mm,
So that's my
Okay.
rant for the day.
there you go.
Keep
Some
the
more,
questions coming in.
yeah, some more questions that I've got from ages ago. Andrew Satas says, "What's the coaster you've ridden the most of any roller coaster? Any other roller coaster? What coaster you've ridden the most, basically? Do you think?"
I
Probably
don't know. I
Nemesis.
don't keep count, but
yeah,
I
you can make a
think
guess, though, can't you?
mine would be either Formula X at Drivliet
Wow.
or Goliath at Wallaby Holland.
Yeah. Formula X is
I think.
interesting.
That's just because that was one of those parks that I went to at least twice a year when I was younger.
Yeah.
With like random, with like school trips or other random stuff.
Mm. Andrew?
There's not much else there, is there?
So I actually do
No.
keep track of this because I'm a nerd. So my most ridden is Nitro at Great Adventure at
many?
172.
Jesus Christ.
Then El Toro's right behind it at 154, 53.
Wow, impressive.
Then it drops off after that to like the 70s and 60s.
Yeah.
Nitro is a great ride to marathon, though.
I mean, that's
Hypers are, though,
that's
aren't
what I
they?
did.
Yeah.
They're just easy going. You know, but very
Yeah,
fun.
Good. Because what I did was for Holiday in the Park this year, actually in January, I just sat on Nitro and got 34 laps in one day.
Oh.
I just, if I want to do that day, just ride Nitro, and that's when the numbers shot up.
Yeah.
But
That's mental.
I don't regret it.
Fair enough. Yeah, Joel, ours is
But-
probably the same.
Either Nemesis or Air/Galactica.
Mine's probably most definitely Nemesis.
Yeah, it's more likely than that to be Nemesis.
Before I was enthusiastic, going with my school to Alton Towers, like Scarefest and fireworks, we'd always do Nemesis last because it never had a queue. So we'd marathon it like 4 or 5 times at the end of the day in pitch black. And then
It's
run
still
to get the
the same.
bus. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, and it's still like that at the end of the day. You know, Scarefest with no queue,
no.
basically.
Yep,
Because everyone goes to the front.
yep. Understandably.
Yeah. Well, it's,
Look at my most ridden coasters. I have some weird ones on here. Like Batman the Ride is really high. I don't
which
get
one?
why.
Great Adventure.
Yeah, the Great Adventure
Yeah, of course.
at 64. Then they don't
Does-
make sense though.
Does it get a queue?
No.
Exactly.
Well,
That's why
now it does.
Nemesis is my most ridden, because it barely ever gets a queue. You know?
And I see like a Thunderhawk at 51, which I don't know what I could say about that one.
Yeah.
I know Joel doesn't like that one.
Which one?
Thunderhawk.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't very good. It wasn't very good.
It wasn't good that day. It was not good that day. But I promise it is good.
Yeah.
Question.
Trackpad
Fair enough.
Lucio says, "How do you go about convincing a friend who hasn't been on thrilling roller coasters to try one?" Any top tips?
I don't bother because my friends are too stubborn to go on things that they don't want to go on.
So, yeah, I don't. Most people I have friends with, they don't have that fear of them. And the ones that do say they want to ride, I don't force them on it because it's not my place to force them on a ride. But I have seen people bribe people to ride rides.
Bribe.
That works.
Like, at work the other day, there was a large amount of money being tossed around. I'm not sure if it was serious or not. And then there was some beverages included in the deal.
Nice.
They didn't ride, it didn't work.
Oh,
But
this is so sad.
I think the biggest tip is, well, if you do want to try to convince them, at least make them go on the ride later on the day, because if they do end up getting sick, you could potentially ruin the rest of their day. So if you want to have them join you on a thrilling ride, then definitely do it towards the end of the day.
Yeah. I would add in, so Zoe didn't like rides to begin with, purely because she'd only ridden terrible ones. So,
Okay.
we went to Thorpe Park, so it's the park closest to where she lived at the time. And I was like, all right, we're going to go on the good ones first. The smooth ones, the ones that aren't that bad, are quite enjoyable. The one that Joel doesn't like anymore. Swarm and Nemesis Inferno. And after she did those, she could do most of them. It was purely, I think a lot of people's hatred is because of a bad roller coaster.
Yeah.
So either you take them on a roller coaster that is good, so I would try and go for as tame as possible that's good, so not a terrible janky kiddie coaster, something in the middle that's smooth and enjoyable but not too
Probably
crazy.
a B&M.
Yeah, you just can't go wrong really with a B&M to introduce people to riding roller
it depends
coasters.
on B&M too. Like, I won't say don't put them on a stand-up or a flyer.
Yeah,
Honestly,
flyer.
flyer, I would still say flyer
Same,
is okay.
same. Yeah,
Depends which
I
one.
always say like for me, with Superman, the pretzel loop is a little too much, I feel, for some people.
yeah.
That's the reason why I say that. But I guess for Galactica or Air, whatever it's
Galactica's
called,
fairly,
It's very
yeah,
tame.
that's probably fine.
I wouldn't throw them on Tatsu.
Oh no, God no.
No. Yeah. No, the bad experience thing is definitely true. It's one of my friends who basically refuses to go on anything. He rode the Buffalo at Drayton Manor once, and he said he hated it, and it just put him off forever.
Yeah, understandably, it's janky as hell.
Yeah.
There's a lot of janky, like, family kiddie rides that people go on just because they're small, and then think, oh god, are all roller coasters as bad as this?
Yeah.
That comes down to like a whole.
Experience.
That comes to like quality of manufacturer at that point. So like, if you're getting a Jicky Kitty coaster, it's from a manufacturer that's a budget manufacturer.
Exactly.
So it's kind of, you could argue it's the park's fault at that point. But,
You don't want to spend 15 million on a glorified kiddie coaster, do you?
I mean,
Yeah.
Otherwise,
just
you get
buy-
50, you get 13. don't
Like
you?
what Futuroscope did, 22 million for the spinner.
22 million for that.
Yes.
Yikes!
For what?
That is a lot
their,
for that.
For their Mission Mars, I think.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
argue that's
that.
worse than 13.
I believe it's
value
22
wise.
million.
Wait, is
which
that
That's
including the
bad.
theming?
It is the whole thing, but
Oh.
still, that's a lot of money. That's more than
Yeah.
double Wildfire.
That's a lot of money for something that doesn't really do much.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a weird looking ride.
It is a weird looking
Wait,
ride.
I'm gonna look at. I might be wrong, but I thought I saw the 22 million.
It is, yeah, it's strange coaster.
That's subjective.
It's cool,
Yeah,
though.
22 million. So RCDB says a combined cost of 20 million for the coaster and the building for the indoor sections, which doesn't even sound like it's the whole thing, but just the building and the coaster. I guess probably the pavement and stuff as well. But
Well,
It's
it is
a
a
ton
prototype,
of money.
isn't it?
I don't know what
sorry,
it is.
what?
Huh?
I don't know what it is. Andrew said, is it a
It's-
prototype?
Something like that. It
Could've
kind
been
of
research
it's kind of
development.
similar to Cobra's Curse,
But
Could-
as in
But it's
the way the car spin. I mean,
yeah, it's got
because you
tire
all
launches, isn't it?
sit facing forwards, but the whole car kind of spins.
Yeah,
It's
it does have a drop track.
I mean,
Fahrenheit fan as well.
supposedly it has some high tech like effects going on, I'm not too sure. But I can't see that costing that much at all.
No.
Huh.
Mad.
Coasters are expensive, is what we're getting out of this.
They are, aren't they?
Well, honestly, I feel like they've been getting cheaper over the years. I mean, if you look at RMC is very cheap for what you get.
Yeah,
Well,
but there's a reason for that, and that's because RMC controlled nearly every single part of the process. You know, so they're the ones. They don't technically design it, but they're the ones to manufacture to fabricate the track. They then build the track on site and install it. Whereas most manufacturers just fabricate the track, or they don't even fabricate the track.
Yeah.
They just design the coaster. Like Intamin don't fabricate their track. They design it, someone else does it, and it goes onto the person. So, as they're able to do so much, they can cut down on how much everything costs. And then half the time, they're only improving rides. They're not building them from the ground up anyway. And then you get cheaper rides to
but
begin
that's
with.
the thing. Like RMC, honestly, for a lot of the rides, obviously they are hybrids, but Wildfire was built from the ground up. Only 10 million. That's a steal.
It is, for sure. Again, it's just a roller coaster, though, isn't it? There's nothing else with Wildfire except for the roller coaster. But even then, 10 million, is a total steal for that.
Yeah.
But that being said, I thought Lightning Rod was pushing the $20 million mark, and same with Steel Vengeance.
The lightning rod was a new thing.
I mean, Lightning Rod was that was a roller coaster. It was built in 2016.
They didn't do the launch, though, did they? They got someone else to do the launch.
That's true.
So, which is why they're so upset about it. But RMC couldn't have built the launch. No one. Is there even any manufacturer that builds their own launch systems? Surely
I
not,
don't think so, no.
because it's so
No,
much.
I
It's
think
so
they all
specialized.
purchase the Magnus and stuff.
SNS.
SNS do their own LSMs. Like they're the ones to actually.
Oh, LSMs. If I meant launch in general.
No, sorry. Yeah. I talk about magnets because they're complicated and difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I think they all go with like intricacies for the most part.
Yeah,
or whatever that
exactly.
company is. And except for RMC, which took a bad.
Apparently the company's bust now.
Velocity Magnetics, my favorite.
So, but magnets
Oh, well.
launches are just expensive, aren't they? So that's just what
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah, lightning rod's cost probably has the cost of the research for the launch to it too. So it's projected
Yeah,
in the
to
chat.
sort the train out as well. They
Yeah.
would have had to change the train design probably a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh yeah.
What's the hardest you've laughed on a coaster?
Gemini.
That's a good
Yeah.
question.
Boulder.
Yeah, it's Gemini for me.
Boulder's
Is
just
that when
so fun.
all your American lot were all racing on it and high five?
No, we weren't. No, we're playing a game called Money Train.
I remember
I'm
you
not
saying
sure
about
if you guys.
this.
Huh?
I remember
This one
you
here?
telling me about this.
Yeah. So for those who don't know what Money Train is, you could do this on pretty much any racing coaster that breaks clearance with the other train and it races.
Okay.
Grand National.
So what we did was we took $1, or I guess for you guys would be whatever paper currency you have.
£5.
Pounds.
Not giving £5 to
£5.
people.
So well, we did with our friend group. So we wouldn't give it to random people. So okay, you guys go on this train, we'll go on this train. We stay in the middle, so it's roughly the same. And whenever we got closer to each other, we would try passing the $1 mid-ride, the other
Cool.
train. It was amazing.
It sounds good.
So yeah, that when you've got $1 as a note,
Yeah.
that's pretty inconsequential. But
The thing is, if you
have
drop the
$1,
$1, if you drop it, whatever. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not whatever, but like it could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to drop a £5 though, would you? So
No, God no.
that is cool though.
Yeah.
Try it on
Yes, that
Grand
would-
National, Joel.
Oh. I mean, I'd like to, but
With COVID, they might not like that.
No, I'm sure they wouldn't.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to see Blackpool actually, Andrew. I'm so excited to see what you think of it.
I mean, it looks like. Joe, you're going to kill me. It looks like a more modern Knobles. Maybe.
If Knobles is a bit of a mess, then sure.
Yeah, honestly, Blackpool to me looks like the messiest park in the world, probably. layout wise, just
More so than Chronoland?
everything.
Oh, it's a mess. Yeah.
That's its charm.
Yeah, Groenland is also sure.
No, but Greenland isn't a bad mess. It's a calculated mess, and at least Greenland all looks good. Blackpool does not all look good. So much of it looks bad.
I don't say so much of it looks bad. There's
okay,
definitely parts of it that look
If we
bad.
rewind a few years, when all of like the Boulder Drone facade was around, and there's a lot that has changed recently with Icon and the past few years. 2016 or so, with the old flat rides that just didn't look permanent, without Skyforce and stuff like that, it really didn't look great.
Yeah, but like they fixed that now, and they're
Exactly.
working on fixing it and updating it and making it more modern.
Definitely.
A mix of Kennywood and Coney Island. That is a weird way to put it.
That's probably a.
But I
that's probably
see
an
it.
accurate. That's probably an accurate way to put it, actually.
I guess you guys have a massive wall of a coaster. Yeah,
Yeah.
that works. Okay. Questions. Do we have any more? Harry, do you have any on standby you want to?
We've got one from Rolling Coasters. What was the video that you had the most fun making? I don't know. Have you guys got any ideas of what a video that you've been a part of that you enjoyed the most or got the most satisfaction out
I
of
really
helping
enjoyed the Golden Cog Awards videos. Even though they were tedious to do backstage, I did enjoy the process.
They were an
overall.
absolute mess. Yeah, they're good. For sure.
Any videos that we've done relating to Fuji-Q Highland have been really interesting to work on, because I just think that's a really interesting park.
It is. Very interesting park.
And after I read the Ejanica script, I went and looked at some POVs and found a really good GoPro POV of Ejanica that I've watched like over and over again. And I'm a lot more interested in that ride now than I was before.
Same.
Well, unfortunately, there's one more Fuji-Q coaster left to do for this series.
Yeah, we've nearly done them all, haven't we? All the major
Yeah.
ones. There's only Fujiyama left.
Yeah, that's the last one.
Well, we still need to do the invert.
The You mean the suspended?
Oh, that.
Well, yeah, suspended, I guess.
Right.
It's a fun ride.
Yeah, Fuji-Q will officially be the first park to be completely covered in terms of thrill coasters in What Is series.
Yeah.
Probably.
That will happen.
It will happen, yeah.
Well,
It will
actually,
happen.
that's not true. We did What Is Gold Rush, right? So we
Sure.
covered that part.
Alright, let's counting multi-thrill coaster parks.
Yeah, fair
But
enough.
Fuji-Q have got something big on the horizon.
They do.
That's true.
Yeah.
Can we get Fujiyama out before they build the new coaster? That's the question.
Probably.
We're not going to push it though, don't worry about it. Trying to mix it up.
Okay.
I don't know what's next,
Really
honestly. I
next.
can't remember. Thunder Dolphin, maybe. That might be next.
I'm not going to tell you what's next because I know what's next.
Okay.
You should know this.
No, as in not next. I mean the next What Is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I still know what that is.
I can't remember what it
Anyways.
is. Should I have a guess?
Should we just tell the
No,
audience?
don't tell
what
me
it
because I
is?
should remember. This shows how. So we did. What did we do? It was Olympia looping. So now it's America.
Yes.
We just did, yeah.
What's an interesting American ride? Did we choose an interesting one at the end?
Yes, I did all the research for it.
I know you did. I just can't remember what it is. Ah, damn.
I found
It's
the
relatively
schedule
new.
link.
No, it's new. It's new. No, it's not relatively new. It's new.
Okay.
Come on, I believe in you.
I don't.
Oh, okay. I just see what it is.
It's not Orion, is it?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Someone in chat's got it.
I'm reading the chat
Someone
now.
did.
Still Curtain. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
It is unique. Yeah, that's why we chose it because it's weird. Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just completely forgot that ride existed.
Honestly, that is one of the rides that had such a hype going into it, and then it just completely died. Like
Did it have
once
hype
it
going into
opened,
it?
I think so, just because of how
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
weird it was.
Yeah.
But then the moment it opened, I never heard from it again.
No.
It
It-
looks okay.
I think it looks good.
I want to ride it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, this
I
is the
think-
same state with 5 hypercoasters now, but
Yeah.
what do?
Damn.
I mean,
So-
I think visually it looks appalling.
Oh yeah.
As in,
It looks like a.
so bad. Just
I kind
like
of like
the
how it
part
looks a little bit.
going through the 2 supports on the lift hill, and also the little weird bridge they did.
Yeah, the
with
bridge doesn't look good.
Oh, the
with
bridge
the,
is
the stall
interesting.
and the airtime. It's just so ugly. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
don't like it one bit.
it saves on support footer costs, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes
guess.
it unique, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just hate the way it looks, so I kind of.
And also that lift hill is just
Oh, it's
so
bad.
slow.
Hopefully they fix it this year when they reopen it. Maybe I'll go ride it. Maybe.
You should.
But we'll see. It's far.
Yeah.
It's like a 4-hour drive one way to get there.
Yeah.
I'm not flying out there.
Chunk.
For like American standards, that's like still decently close.
I mean, I could
right?
do it like on a week. Like, so because of how work is now, I have off Monday through Wednesday. So I could easily just leave Monday, do the park Tuesday, and then come home Wednesday. Just make it a quick thing to do.
My dad drove me 3.5 hours there to Oakwood in one day and obviously back. So
Yeah,
big up,
I can
big
do
up to
that,
him.
but I don't want
well.
to. Well, if the park's hours are limited, then maybe I could just do that.
Yeah.
Then just pass out for next day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got bored and played mini golf.
I think I've only been to Oakwood when we were on family holidays in South Wales.
Mm.
So
Well, now that I live 2 hours away, it's still that close. It's
Yeah.
close enough. I'll go a bit more, but.
that is your home park now, isn't it?
Pick and choose, mate. Thorpe Park, Polton's Park, and Oakwood are all the same distance. So
Here is Paulton's.
Thorpe and Paulson's are the same distance.
yeah, they're about 2 hours 10 both.
I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought Paulton's was a bit closer.
No,
I guess
it's
it isn't, because you've got to go south.
yeah, it's a bit awkward because you have to kind of go round. You have to go cut back on yourself, whereas Thorpe is just straight across, and then a little bit at the end.
Right,
So,
okay.
And then obviously Oakwood is A roads that the other way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so there you go. 3 home parks,
Yeah,
all different.
very different, yeah.
So what was the question we're talking? Oh, favorite video.
Yeah.
On.
Oh yeah. That's
Harry, what's yours?
Dunno. Honestly, I get great satisfaction out of the more difficult videos. So restraint was a good one to do.
Mhm.
Once we finally did that, and safety all those years ago. RMC, that was a pain in the ass, but good when it was done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that I'm doing right now is going to be a massive pain in the ass, but it'll be good as well.
Sorry about that one.
Yep. So
But
Actually,
we have
we-
2 big ones coming up this summer, don't we?
hopefully,
Yeah.
don't spoil the fun.
I'm not.
Go on, Aaron.
I just remember we also did the theme park music video.
We
Which
did.
I enjoyed.
I was
but
thinking
it
about that.
Never really took off.
It never took off. It's because it's badly named. It should have been something a bit more clickbaity
Yeah.
than theme park audio. So rename it
Honestly, I think that might be the most underrated video on the channel.
for sure. For sure, it is.
Mm-hmm.
We spent a lot of time and effort in that one. And
There's some videos that just get popular, and I don't like.
Yeah.
Not to undermine the work we do, but like for what parks to make us wait less, or best seat on a coaster. I would not have thought this would do as well as it did.
I did.
Yeah.
They were built to do well, as much as that is a thing. Like the name they
Yeah.
were names before there were videos. Most videos are videos before they're names. You know, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. These
Yeah.
videos were made with the intention of doing well.
I
Yeah.
see it. I mean, the thing is, you probably have way more confidence in these videos than I do, because I do every video thinking, okay, this probably could be better, but oh well, just gonna do it.
That's a bit rude, isn't it? This
To
probably
myself,
could be better.
To myself.
No, it's always the case. I look back
Yeah.
at videos from a year ago and think we could have done better. But then that's good.
I want to redo some of what his videos I did.
Andrew, let me have a look at the channel now. I'll tell you which ones we could redo.
Perfect.
I mean, there's gonna be a lot. There's like 60 or so.
Lists everything until like June 2019.
So yeah, we've got Copperhead was okay, Big One was okay, Sinky Dog was okay, Incredicoaster was okay. So Untamed, Ghost Rider, Valkyria, and everything below.
So redo all of those.
So Valkyria is the first one of the chain, and that was September 2019. So there you go.
Wow, nice.
Okay, so my next project is redo all of those what is videos for
Nope.
you guys.
No,
No? Don't want to do that?
the channel's going to end when I upload What is Nemesis 2. That's going to be the final video we ever upload.
We've just completely finished our CDB, and that's gonna be our final video, and then
Yeah.
we're done. We've done
Well, the thing
we've
is-
done our job.
Yep.
So we gotta do what's Nemesis Inferno then. We need to.
What is Nemesis Inferno?
That
Oh,
is true.
no.
We need to. What is the ultimate?
Oh yeah, I'll happily do the ultimate.
Well, the ultimate we can't do, can we?
No, because there's not a lot of footage. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
We'd have
I
to
mean,
come
right
up
now,
with something.
the big rides we've been focusing on, I'll say this in general, we've been focusing on more new rides. I'd say. So like Steel Curtain, as we already said, then there's other projects that we're working on. I'm like focusing more on newer
Yeah.
stuff.
Time
That's
Traveler,
just the thing
Copperhead.
that- Yeah, I mean, Steel Dragon,
Okay.
that just needs to be done. But
Yeah.
but I do want to go back and because some of the coasters you say are completely stupid and points to do, Harry. I kind of want to do them and try to see if I can make it interesting.
Like what?
I was thinking Hydra for some reason this morning. Like
Hydra. What's interesting about Hydra?
Okay, do you want me to break down my thought process?
Yeah,
to you,
I do.
or no? Okay, so first of all, Hydra is probably the most unique balloon coaster at the moment.
Sure.
And you look at the history of Dorney Park in terms of when Cedar Fair purchased it, because Cedar Fair is making Dorney, well, prepping Dorney to be this park with two big and Six Flags and Hershey. So you have Steel Force built in '97,
Yeah.
Town built in '01, then you finish that off with Hydra. So Steel Force is the first hyper coaster in the East Coast. That's not Steel Fam's Revenge. We ignore that one. Then you have Town, which is the longest inverted coaster in the East Coast, I believe. No, Northeast. I lied. It's a stretch, but it's there. Then Hydra was this weird. And then you have Hercules in there as well, which was the world's largest wooden coaster drop. So they were on track to building these big new coasters to compete against Great Adventure and Hershey, which were also installing a large coaster at the time. So Great Adventure, obviously Nitro, Kindy Costa, Verman, El Toro. Then Hershey with Storm Runner. And that's it. But anyways, Hydra was that last coaster before things dipped off.
Yeah. So the ride itself isn't interesting. The lead up
But
is
the
interesting.
history, yes.
Yeah. So and that's kind of more what we're looking for right now. So maybe we will do Hydra.
Also, I am a little biased towards Hydra right
For
now,
sure.
so it's fine. So look, it's
If you go out and film it, all of the B-roll that we need for the
Yeah.
video, then
well,
sure.
I can't visit the park this year, so that's not happening
Why not?
because I work there and we're open 4 days a week,
Oh.
so I don't have time off to go there.
You don't want to go there on your days off.
No, the park's not
park's
open.
not
Oh.
He's working every day the park's open.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so
Right.
and I'm only biased to Hydra because I know how to operate Hydra. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's just a thought I had today, and it's stuff like that which really started the Steel Dragon video that I want to keep on doing for what is to kind of breathe new life into them.
For sure. Yeah. Rides that have interesting build-ups and interesting kind of history around why they came to
Yeah.
be are very good. Those are the types
that-
of videos you want to make moving forward.
And that ties back to what I was saying earlier about that newfound interest in coasters. So well, every coaster has that story
Yeah.
to it,
Yeah.
and why it exists. Like for example, the coaster I hate now is Scream. So I don't know why it exists. I don't think it has reason to.
Oh,
exist.
yeah.
It's just built. So I kind of hate Scream right now. But so the ride could be good, but to me it's like, what's the point of this ride? What does it add? What does it offer? And what was the park looking for? Because it added nothing to the park, in my opinion,
No.
besides having inversions. That's it.
It's yeah, it's just placed. I mean, it's just placed on the car park, and it's been like that for over a decade or something now.
Mm-hmm. And like building on what Harry just said in the chat with Valkyria, we could have easily dove into Kanonen,
Exactly, which we should have.
but we didn't.
And a lot more of the direction the park is going in, where things are being more thought of and more well themed.
Also, that whole new area with Loke.
We touched upon
Valkyria.
it, but we didn't go into too much detail.
Yeah, but I think in retrospect we should have gone into detail.
Yeah, this is it, right? For so long, I was very cautious about making videos too long, and more recently, pretty much the end of last year, start of this year, the time kind of scale, the time window of how long a video can be has just gone out the window completely.
Well, because you've become more accustomed to editing these videos. That's
Yeah,
quicker now.
these chunker ones. So the next one's 22 minutes or something. So it's massive.
Yeah.
Is that how long it is going to be?
Roughly, yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
And it would have been longer. This is it. It was longer until I cut it down by like a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And I've even cut some audio out that I recorded because I'm trying to cut it down a bit. Just because it gets too long, you know? I don't want to put out a 35-minute video when it doesn't need to be 35 minutes. It's not the aim
Yeah,
of the
that
video.
makes sense.
So,
And to answer your question about Scream, so Techno Edge about Scream being the most consistent park, I think Cedarwood had the record still, and it didn't even beat the record. I don't know why it was built. That's why I'm mad about it.
So they already had the record for the most coasters, and they just added
Cedar
to
Point
it.
had it.
Oh,
So
okay.
Cedar Point had, but Cedar Point, Scream was added. When was Scream added? 0304.
4?
Hold on.
I think
We're
4.
doing quick research.
Quick.
Scream at Magic Mountain. That opened in 03. So it opened the same year as Dragster opened. So
And
it's
they
like,
just-
Nice.
what's the point?
Could it have been intended for another park, and then that park pulled out, and then Magic Mountain were like, "Oh, we've got space. Just put it on."
They have a
I've got
parking lot.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, for a beat-em of that size, that's hard to. We would have seen something, and it would have been known. I feel if that
yeah,
was
you
the
probably
case.
would think.
So beat-em that big. Yeah, you wouldn't just send that off to somewhere else.
No.
Yeah. When did Bizarro open?
99.
So was it just because they could get another cheap one? You know, same thing, but
I mean, I guess it's only a 4-year difference.
yeah, they said, you know, we built this already, cheap clone, we'll have it, why not?
But it adds absolutely nothing to Magic Mountain.
Yeah, but isn't that the whole ethos of Magic Mountain? They're just chucking rides that add no value.
I mean, no.
What do you mean no? Isn't that the
People-
ethos of like Cedar Point and all those parks as well? They're
Well,
all
let's look at Magic real quick. Let's have this discussion.
they're all the same, aren't they? I don't know. There's not.
So, should we go from 03 and beyond?
Oh,
Should we do this?
No.
Are we doing this, Harry?
just talk about some of the rides that
Okay.
you benefit
So,
your point of
Tatsu.
view. Yeah.
Tatsu.
Yeah.
That was added. World's Largest Flying Coaster.
Yeah, Tatsu's different, sure.
Yeah. Apocalypse Ride was the modern wooden coaster after they
Sure.
replaced Cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Full Throttle, World's Tallest Looping Coaster at the time.
Yeah.
2011, that was a family coaster.
Mm-hmm.
2014, another family coaster. Okay, family coasters. I can't help you with that one. You
Yep.
got me there. Twisted Colossus remodel
Sure.
of
Twisted Colossus, all good.
Colossus.
Yep.
Yeah, and then West Coast Racers.
No.
No.
Exactly.
Don't try and defend that.
You
Don't try
can't
and
because
defend
it's just it's already a rides that exist in the park. It's a bit of bit of whatever the Looper one's called that I've already just forgotten the
Full
name
Throttle.
of. Full Throttle. A bit of Twisted Colossus. It's just,
But there is the argument that it is a tamer version to make it more accessible to more guests to have a similar experience.
that.
that's a bad argument.
It's just.
I mean, it's a bad. I mean, I agree. West Coast Racers is probably the least defendable of the bunch. But the rest, I'd say, besides the kiddie coasters like Tatsu, Twisted Colossus, Apocalypse, Full Throttle, they all added something. They all had something
Okay.
going for it.
I'll let you have that. When did
Okay.
when did the Zaxpin open? That would have been like 2011. wouldn't it?
2011. Yeah.
That's been
That
pointless.
that one. I'm not sure why they had Zack Spin. That's a great question, actually.
Probably.
Yeah.
true.
Maybe it. You know what? That ride sucks too.
Yeah. They're not very good. They're not very good.
Some people love them.
I don't know why.
People
It's
are
swear
into
by Zack
weird
Spins.
things.
It's
Yeah.
just it's very intense or it's nothing. You know, like you're going along this straight section of track, oscillating slowly, and then you get forced into the restraint as you crest over the hill, and it's really painful. I don't know, it's just not an enjoyable ride.
Mm. But I'd say, in Cedar Point, I mean, going on to that, I'd say every coaster they've added, well,
Yeah, but then
besides Valraven.
yeah, and this is the thing. You make the argument that they didn't need a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You know, that would be my argument. That you want to make that park rounded. That is not a roller coaster. Is not what it needs.
Well, for Magic Mountain or Cedar Point? Or both?
Both.
Because Magic Mountain, I get why, because of the area it's in. It's very competitive, as is with Disneyland.
Of course,
Universal,
and they're trying to
Knott's.
stand out, which is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, which is they do by making their,
Yeah.
I guess, their thing.
But if
draw
we're looking
ride
at
for
it just from the
nature.
perspective of adding to the lineup of rides, not roller coasters, but rides,
Yeah.
you know, then
I mean, I agree with the most redundant is like West Coast Racers and Green Lantern. But
yeah.
I don't know. All I know is Cedar Point has installed a coaster with a vertical drop or beyond since Millennium Force.
Yeah, that's
So
What every coaster since Millennium Force has had.
a vertical or beyond a vertical drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they didn't need Valraven at all, did they?
No. Then they built a better dive coaster anyway with Steel Vengeance, technically speaking.
Yikes.
They both bonked, so I could say that.
Practically the same ride.
They are the same ride.
Wow. There you go.
Do you agree? Or Valraven and Silver is the same ride.
Yep. I agree. That'll
To
hurt
me,
a few
they
people.
are.
Yeah. There you go. Roller coasters, man. Weird things,
Yeah.
eh?
They're complicated.
What? You love that line, don't you?
Oh, I do. I adore it.
What was that? What was that for?
That
That was
from...
for block sections.
Oh, well, of course it was.
Yeah,
Of course it
that makes
was.
sense.
It's
Yeah.
also your Discord status, right?
He loves
It
it.
is.
He really loves
I
it.
love that line.
Yes, with the eagle,
I can't remember.
the
Did,
wild eagle.
did you write that line or did I?
I think I put it in on the fact sheet somewhere,
Yeah.
maybe. But it was either that or you wrote it completely.
I feel like it was in the fact sheet somewhere. Probably not just isolated. Probably roller coasters, blah, 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 and then complicated something. But yeah, it is a good line. Love it. This is There's a few Easter eggs, isn't there, in the scripts?
For us, at least. For
Well,
the
even for
viewer,
people like at the turn of the millennia, stuff
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
I mean, yeah.
Managed to get those things in.
Oh yeah.
The world of theme parks as well. That's in there.
Mm.
There's a few other things, so I can't remember what they are.
Just reading through some questions in the chat. This is a good question. Wait, this is still going? Nice question. Thank you for
Alright.
that one.
We're gonna end it now then.
Damn.
Let's take some quick fire questions because we are coming to the end. So
Yes, okay. We've got a few of those.
go for it.
Intamin or RMC?
Intamin.
Intamin.
Yeah, Intamin.
Yeah.
Next.
Millennium Force or i305?
I had 3 or 5.
i305.
From someone who's not ridden either i305, sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Jersey Devil will be your first RMC. Basically, what I should say, expect a ride that has a lot of airtime, some laterals, but maybe not better than El Toro.
Yeah, that's a fair
There you go.
expectation. US, EU, or Asia?
Probably Asia.
In terms of what? What's the context?
I don't
I'm
Best
just
rides
I'm just
or
assuming
where we wanna
overall-
go?
Overall amusement / theme parks.
Yeah.
Like, what you think has the overall best lineup? I would
say-
probably say Asia, because I think Asia has the best mix of really heavily themed parks as well as just really good coasters.
But Asia also has a ton of parks that are not kept up to date.
Well, yeah, but you can
Like-
ignore those.
There's a lot of those.
I think there's a difference also between areas that look themed from photos but probably don't feel very good to be in when you're there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You know, like
all those the Chinese parks that just build like massive
mountains and
structures.
elephants and stuff. It's like, sure, it looks good, but there needs to be different things to really build up this thematic experience. So just having elephants is nice, but
There's no
doesn't
sense
add
to
that
it.
much.
But I still think I'd maybe go for Asia.
In terms of places I want to go to next, Japan. There you go. So
It's a good choice.
I mean,
I'd still say
to where I want to
US.
go, to where I want to go, be Europe. But where I want to stay, I don't want to leave America. I also think this is a pretty good setup we have going on here.
well, for roller coasters, sure. For everything else,
Yeah.
I'd question it, but
Well, let's not get into that right now.
No, I think for coasters and theme parks, for what I'm into, definitely the US.
I would agree. The US, yeah. More questions? Go on,
Do you
you
have a
two.
really obscure park that you'd really like to go to that not many people have heard about? That not many people have heard about.
Oh wait, there is one that I had. But not many people heard about. That's a bad one. Never mind.
I mean, I would say Trips Drill's not that obscure, is it?
No,
No.
I
mean,
wouldn't
that's
say
the
that.
thing.
but
When is a park obscure and when is it not obscure?
I think Trips Drill is borderline. I think we can have that.
Also Marine Land.
Eh,
place looks-
Marine Land looks weird.
Marine World. Oh, yeah, it's a place.
I'd rather go
Yeah.
to Trips Drill.
There was
I don't know,
a
it's a
park that
hard
I
question.
found that I really. Oh well.
Keep thinking while
Is
we
it-
go on.
Is Tamaji Central Park considered obscure or no?
What's there?
It-
What is that?
They have that. They have the Batman with the water cannons.
No idea.
Infant first.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah. I'd say
That
that's
is obscure.
obscure.
That's definitely obscure.
Batman with
yeah.
the water cannons. What's the name of the
Yeah.
park?
Hamaji Central Park with Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo.
Yeah.
You have an Intamin Gen 1 drop tower, which Bay.
Oh, what
Sorry.
the hell's this? There you go.
I would. I mean, again, I don't know if it's very obscure, but I would love to go to Nanchang Sunak Land in China.
Is that the
one's
one
that?
with Coaster Through Clouds?
Yes, and
okay.
Python in Bamboo Forest.
Oh
Can't
wow.
even ride that.
Yeah.
Wait,
Can you ride that?
is there a height limit?
Is there?
Python, it's like 5 foot something.
Really?
Definitely not ride that, but I've been on because I don't know feet exactly the height limit, but I'm 1 meter 95, and in Park the attraction in Madrid, their intimate invert tornado has a height limit that's like 182 or something, and I still went on it, and I survived. So I can do Python.
Okay.
I mean, you'll be fine if
sounds-
it's a park
yeah.
rule. That's the
Just
thing.
don't put your hands
Yeah.
up, eh?
Honestly, I've rarely, because I'm a pretty tall guy, so I've encountered like maximum height limits on several occasions, but I've never had an employee actually ask me how tall I was. They usually don't really care as long as you're tall enough to ride. The only place they did ask is Lost Gravity of Wallaby Holland.
Really?
But not because you can't ride, but because there's a height limit for the wing seats, even though I don't go over that height limit. But
Okay.
yeah.
I know. I've only seen it twice, and that was at Six Flags Parks. Interestingly enough, one was for Joker. They're checking heights there, and for Superman in New England, they had a big stick with a max limit
Mm-hmm.
pole. If you hit it, you can't ride. They'll turn you
What
away.
ride was the second one?
Superman the ride. The Infinite Hyper.
Oh,
Mm.
okay, the
Which
height.
one? New England.
Yeah, no, the good one.
Okay. The good
Do you
one.
know what the height limit is for that?
I could look it up for you right
'Cause
now.
I would be very bummed if I can't ride that.
Techno Andrew just said he was once not allowed on Olympia looping because of his height, but has ridden other times before.
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel like it's very hit or miss with the operators.
Well, I can't imagine that many of them think about it. You know,
I mean, I haven't worked on a ride. Actually, no, I do work on a ride with a max height limit, but it's very hard to enforce because you can't ask someone how tall it is.
yeah, you don't
Like,
want to
you-
ask
you-
every
you can only
guy.
tell they're below. Because for
Yeah,
one rides,
that's
the
the thing.
max limit is 78 inches, and you can't
It's-
check it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to kind of like shrug down than it is to suddenly like stretch out and be taller. You know.
The reason, the way you'll catch it is because the restraint won't be properly, won't sit properly. That's where you'll find it.
Mm-hmm.
But if
I've never
they
had
fit,
that
who
happen.
cares? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Max height is 76 inches for Superman the Ride.
What's that in normal units?
Or either or.
1.93.
Okay, so I mean, I could just, yeah, that's fine. That's like a
Slouch
couple
a little
centimeter
bit.
Wait,
difference.
so what are you at? 1.9.
5, 4, 5.
I reckon I'm
yeah.
1.91 or 0. So
I mean, that should be easy. You can just like let down your shoulders a little bit, and that's easy 2 centimeters. Yeah.
just flatten the hair.
Yes.
That's what you need to do.
Indeed.
Just gel it back.
No, the hair doesn't count. The hair doesn't.
No, of
count.
course, but it will
Hair
make you look
doesn't count.
taller. So they
Mm,
might
it
spot you
does,
because of your hair. You know.
Mm.
Huh.
Alright, one more
Who
question
knows?
and we'll call it.
Okay.
Make it a good one. Joel's on it.
I'm looking. I'm
He's
not-
looking.
See, there's pressure now. I've got to find one that's good enough for the last question of the
Last stream ever.
yeah. Last stream ever.
Excuse,
This is it.
excuse him.
There's no more streams. Not until we hit 100k.
Wait, it wasn't only.
it's a
It was
joke.
just the end of the channel, right? Like completely.
Sorry, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
What is Nemesis 2 comes out on Sunday, everyone, and that's channel finished then.
Yeah. Full
And
circle.
we are fully migrating to BiscuitBot.
Yep. Of course. All 5 of us are going to work on that. Can you imagine the type of videos that would come out of that?
It would be high quality.
Yeah, would
I
we?
was
Yeah.
gonna-
don't know what this you're talking about.
Yeah, Andrew, you'd be a bit lost.
Americans. What
Yeah.
can I say?
Oh, that's why he's our research guy. Within a week, he'd know more than.
It's
All
true.
of
This
us
is
combined.
true. Yeah. We're talking about all the custard creams and that. So
Favorite ride soundtrack? Is that?
sure, you said it now.
Yeah.
Go on then, Joel starts off. Favorite ride soundtrack.
Probably Helix.
There you go.
Just hearing it in the
Du-du-du-du.
station and
Du-du.
Mm,
Helix or
Du-du-du-du.
Dramatic Icon. One of the two.
Mm,
Both
sure.
really good.
They are. Aaron?
I really like Terran and Star Trek Operation Enterprise.
Oh, I haven't really heard Star Treks.
It's really good.
Andrew, explain why Nitro is your favorite.
Not. It's not my favorite.
I know, I'm joking. Go on.
It's Candy Ka though, but
What even is that soundtrack? I can't remember.
so it's not made for the ride. Let's
Sure.
get that out of the way right now. But they have an Eye of the Tiger remix. They have a whole. It's an album by a
Yeah,
group called
I
Factory
remember
Duo.
It was in
I
El
just like
Toro's
the
Ryan's
scenario.
video for like a good half an hour just in the background, and it was slowly
Yeah.
killing me.
But it was they had different songs. It's not the same
Right.
song every time. They loop through all of them.
Yeah.
So I never hear the same song twice when in line for
It's
it.
good. That's quite interesting, actually. I like that. It's a good answer. Mine is basic. Khan and main theme. Purely because when I went, it played inside of the tower, and it's some of the most hype build up to a roller coaster I've ever experienced.
Does it not do that anymore? Like
Joey
ever?
said it didn't when he rode in
Yeah,
2019.
but that's because Joey had like a very odd day on that ride, I think. Because I think he said the lights were on as well or something.
Yeah, he did.
He had like an off day.
He did. I've heard that it does play
Okay.
normally.
That's good.
So it is. It's very. I don't want to spoil anything, obviously,
'Cause
but
otherwise, I'm gonna cancel my trip. You know?
yeah, you have to. Yeah, it's just it's very well timed to what the events inside, and the whole build up to that ride is just something else. So
I'm looking forward to it.
good. There you go. That's been 5 years and 1 day of CoasterBot.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Happy birthday. So everyone, we're 5. We did it.
We did it, man. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching this
Yes.
live stream. We'll be back with another live stream at some point in time. I don't know when, but we will. Probably just for another one of these sit down chill streams, because, you know, as much as I don't know, other streams that aren't usually as successful.
I mean, the quiz streams did well.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. We should do another quiz at some point.
We can definitely.
And the
do this.
charity did really well.
Of course it did.
Like
yeah.
overall.
That was a lot of effort, though. So
Yeah.
he's bonus that.
That's. I don't know. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, well, sure. We'll say that now. We'll be back. Our next stream will be a quiz. Why not? We've said it now,
Nice.
All right.
so we'll do that
Alright.
at some point.
Cool.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your evening. Thank you to these 3 lovely gentlemen for helping and hosting.
Thank you, Harry, for having us.
Thank
on
you,
as
Harry.
usual.
Yep.
Also for just having this opportunity at all to begin with.
Yeah.
Well, we all It's weird, isn't it? Weird. How do I control OBS?
Okay, great.
Okay.
Stop stream button thing.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.